Welcome to this week's Movie Math, giving you an in-depth analysis of the box office for the weekend of December 16th, when Hollywood saved the best for last, and still nobody showed up. Yes, the first few weekends in December have been unusually light, with the studios saving all their big picks for a holiday blitz, which began this weekend with Sherlock Holmes 2 and Alvin and the Chipmunks 3. Both underperformed, and the entire frame was down 14% from last year, a far cry from the dramatic turnaround Hollywood had been expecting. Up until now, audience apathy could be blamed on a weak movie season, but now that the big guns are also biting the dust, execs are beginning to worry that the movie business is entering an ice age. I've asked you before why you aren't going to the movies as much these days, and while quality was certainly a concern, the big issue was price. And when you come to think of it, those two really go hand in hand, as the more one pays to see a movie, the higher one's standards for that movie become. However, what's interesting is that audiences who saw Sherlock Holmes 2 and Alvin and the Chipmunks 3 actually thought they were quite good, meaning that a slew of bad movies has simply left audiences shell-shocked and unable to trust Hollywood. So how bad was it? Sherlock Holmes 2 won the weekend with $40 million, two-thirds of the original film's debut in 2009. That makes 2 misfires in a row for Robert Downey Jr., as Due Date also underperformed. In second place was Alvin and the Chipmunks 3 with $23.5 million, which is about what Happy Feet 2 opened with last month. And that number was bad enough to warrant the drastic restructuring of Happy Feet 2's entire animation studio. The first 2 Chipmunk films opened with double or more, meaning this could be the beginning of the end for the Chipmunks, at least on the silver screen. Perhaps another animated series? Now, the studios are hoping that both these films will have long legs, playing through the entire holiday season and perhaps picking up once school's let out. However, 6 more movies have still to open before the end of the year, and that's not even counting limited releases and expansions. Now, if Hollywood is looking for a glimmer of hope, that's not it. Instead, it's Mission Impossible 4's tremendous box office performance despite opening in just 425 theaters, taking the number 3 spot with $13.6 million. Now, while some people might give the credit to the 6-minute preview of The Dark Knight Rises attached to a fraction of those screens, in the end that just means Hollywood has at least 2 movies audiences are excited about. As for the rest of the box office, Young Adult was the biggest story, as it expanded to almost 1,000 theaters and saw its box office increase by about as much. Tomorrow, both The Adventures of Tintin and The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo debut, and both are expected to open with just around $20 million. See, Hollywood, that proves it. You were naughty and took your audience for granted, so all you're getting in your box office this year is coal. Speaking of the holidays, I'm happy to say that Beyond the Trailer will not miss a single day of programming. I'll have new content for you Monday through Friday, although movie reviews will be back on January 6th and Movie Math on January 10th. Finally, don't forget to vote for your top 10 movies of 2011 in Beyond the Trailers poll. Just go to tinyurl.com/2011top10 and cast your vote by January 3rd, 2012. I'm Grace Randolph, and we just did some movie math. As always, thanks for watching, and I hope you'll go beyond the trailer for these other top movies.